We spend so much time and energy trying to change our lives, to fix our circumstances. But what if real freedom wasn't about changing your life at all? What if it was just about changing how you see it? That's the powerful, kind of radical idea we're going to unpack today. So let's just dive right in.
Okay, first things first, we've got to get this distinction clear, because it's the foundation for everything else. Pain is just part of the deal. It's inevitable. We all face loss, disappointment, setbacks. It happens. But suffering? That's a whole different animal. Suffering is the story we tell ourselves about the pain. And here's the real game changer. That story is completely optional.
So that immediately brings up a huge question, right? If suffering is optional, why are we all, so darn good at it? Where does it actually come from?
Well, the source can be boiled down to this one incredibly useful Hindi word, pakad. It literally means to grasp, to hold, to cling. Just picture it, that white-knuckled grip we have on things. It's this clinging, this constant resistance to just letting things be. That's the secret ingredient that turns simple pain into deep suffering.
Okay, so what is it? What are we all grasping so tightly? It turns out most of our clinging falls into four main categories. Let's take a look.
First and foremost, we grasp onto our identity. We create this solid story of who we are. I'm a successful person. I'm a logical person. I'm a good person. But then life throws us a curveball. We fail. We act irrationally. We aren't as kind as we'd like. And bam, we suffer because our precious, fixed identity is under attack. Next up, we get attached to our roles. And think about how many we play. The perfect parent, the hard worker, the loyal friend, even the victim. We completely forget these are just temporary jobs, temporary functions, and we start believing they're who we are. So when that role gets challenged or it ends, we feel totally lost.
Oh, and of course, we absolutely love to cling to the highs, success, praise, pleasure. We grab onto them for dear life. But here's the subtle trap. The suffering isn't just when we lose them. It's in the constant, low-level fear that we might lose them. It's like trying to hold onto a sunbeam, just pure anxiety.
And then there's the flip side, our massive resistance to the lows. We fight tooth and nail against failure, criticism, any kind of discomfort. But this battle, this intense pushing away of what's already happening, that's the suffering. The low itself is just pain. The resistance is all the extra misery we pile on top.
So, if grasping is the problem, the solution has to be a pretty radical shift in how we see things. What if you stopped treating life like this big, serious problem that needs to be solved? And what if you started seeing it as a leela, a Sanskrit word for a divine, cosmic play? I mean, think about it. The moment you realize it's all a play, the heaviness just starts to dissolve.
So how do we actually watch this play? Well, there are two ways to look at it, drawing from Hindu mythology. The first is what's called the barbaric view. This is where you just become a neutral witness. You're watching the events of your life unfold without judgment. But the real goal, the next level up, is the Krishna view. You're still a witness, sure, but now you're an amused witness. You see the whole ridiculous, beautiful, cosmic drama with a little smile, with a sense of playfulness.
Now, this all sounds like a really beautiful philosophy, right? But the big question is, how do we actually live this way? That's where practice comes in. Let's look at a really concrete framework for turning all these ideas into daily actions.
The framework kicks off with 4 daily awareness practices. First, word awareness. Just start noticing when you use those heavy, judgmental words like should, wrong, or right. Second, role detox. Consciously catch yourself playing a role, parent, victim, expert, and just remind yourself, it's a function, it's not me. Third, the zero reset. Anytime you feel irritated or confused, just pause, breathe, and come back to a neutral state of zero. And finally, there's this really powerful one called the pass-back practice, which is so cool it deserves its own slide.
So here it is, the pass-back practice in a nutshell. Look at this. Whether you get praise or an insult, whether you experience a huge success or a massive failure, the internal response is always the same, not mine. You're not grabbing the good stuff, and you're not pushing away the bad stuff. You just become this open channel that lets experience flow right through you.
All right, next we have 4 mindset practices. First, a simple way to clear confusion. Check your intention, take responsibility, add some compassion, and then just act. Second, a self-love micro-practice. Just one tiny act of gratitude or forgiveness for yourself every single day. Third, use a mantra to anchor yourself when your mind is all over the place. And my personal favorite,
the view shift practice. When you feel stuck in the mud, just ask yourself, can I see this from that higher, more playful Krishna view? Where's the game in this?
So what does it really look like to live this way, day in and day out? Well, it boils down to a few core reminders. Think of them as daily statements that untangle you from the drama and put you back in your seat as the witness.
And it all starts here, with this simple reminder. The body experiences things. It feels pleasure and pain. It gets older. But my essential self, the part that's watching all this, that's not the body.
Emotions, thoughts, feelings of pain, they're like clouds passing through the sky. They come and they go. They aren't the sky itself. You just have to remind yourself, I am the sky, I am not the storm.
I am not the parent, or the employee, or the expert, or the newbie. These are just costumes. They're costumes I wear to function in this big play. They are not me. And maybe this is the most liberating one of all. I am not my story. My past, my traumas, my triumphs, all of that is just a script for the character I happen to be playing right now. It is not the true identity of the one who is watching. So, after you let go of your attachment to the body, the pain, the roles, and the story, what's actually left? It's just this quiet, calm awareness that's been watching the whole show all along. The profound realization that, oh, I am not the actor lost in the drama. I am the witness of the cosmic play. So, I'll just leave you with this one question to carry with you. Just for today, what is one role you're grasping just a little too tightly? The expert, the helper, the victim, the one who's always right? And what would it feel like to just loosen your grip?